a blue one and a yellow one, and they all sport airline logos, and they all fill up the same. And the people on the airplane are upchucking universally in the bag, in the pocket of the seat back of the plane. Business executives, and they're all reach for their sticky sackies, and they wish they took the train. All the passengers have one fear. While bouncing through the stratosphere, they are bumping, stomachs jumping, and the pilots are to blame. Here's a green one and a pale one. How nausea doth assail one, and they're all in search of sticky sackies, and they all feel just the same. The executives in first class have dined on delicious salmon mousse, and they clutch their baggies thinking that the caterers are to blame. Wait a minute, I didn't have the salmon mousse. But the masses in coach classes had nothing to eat but cashew nuts, and they're also grabbing sticky sackies, and they all feel just the same. And the pilots, ever cautious, are also getting nauseous, and they curse the weather briefer, for he surely is to blame. For the updrafts and the downdrafts, the wind shear and the turbulence, all unforecasted conditions that they just can't seem to tame. The attractive flight attendant is perky and resplendent in the remnants of her breakfast, but she's not one to complain. Still she calls up to the captain, cajoles him, then attacks him. We are running out of sticky sackies. Won't you please just land the plane? In some alternate universe, I am a country music superstar. Here is how I met my wife in that alternate universe. While sitting in the tavern where I go to pass my days, smoking cigarettes and drinking all alone, it's there that I first saw her walking slowly through the haze, just the sweetest sight my eyes had ever known. She walked up to my table, and my heart just skipped a beat when she whispered, "Stranger, would you like to dance?" I knocked my bottle over as I scrambled to my feet, thinking this could be the start of a romance, a fine romance. I loved her through the evening, and I held her through the night, looking forward to the breaking of the dawn. I wanted so to see her smiling by the day's first gentle light, but when I turned for just an instant, she was gone, so quickly gone. We danced about an hour to a rockabilly band, the only couple out upon the floor. And when the band was done and the musicians left the stand, I fed the jukebox and we danced a little more. I asked if she was thirsty, and she looked into my eyes, saying maybe I could have a drink or two. I asked if she was hungry, and much to my surprise, she said a little bit, but not as much as you, as much as you. I loved her through the evening, and I held her through the night, looking forward to the breaking of the dawn. I wanted so to see her smiling by the day's first gentle light, but when I turned for just an instant, she was gone, so quickly gone. We went back to the table, and I ordered her a beer. It's the least that any gentleman could do. And then she looked right through me, her expression kinda queer, and all at once I realized she knew. So you're the one I've heard about, she said so tenderly, and she reached across and took me by the hand. It made me start remembering of all that could not be, and instantly I knew she'd understand, she'd understand. I loved her through the evening and I held her through the night, looking forward to the breaking of the dawn. I wanted so to see her smiling by the day's first gentle light, but when I turned for just an instant she was gone, so quickly gone. We walked out to my trailer. The moonlight bathed her face as her serious expression made me smile. She said, you know, I can't stay long, but maybe there's a place in my heart for you for just a little while. There's nothing I can say or do to ever bring them back, though I can't replace your children and your wife. I can bring a little life into a world that's turning black, and maybe give some meaning to your life, your gentle life. I loved her through the evening and I held her through the night, looking forward to the breaking of the dawn. I wanted so to see her smiling by the day's first gentle light. When I turned for just an instant, she was gone, so quickly gone. I went back to the tavern and resumed my empty days, filled with little more than cigarettes and beer. Sometimes thought I saw her walking slowly through the haze, and a time or two it even brought a tear. And then one day I felt her there beside me to the right. Her fingers brushed my cheek as if by chance, and before she stepped out slowly from the shadows to the light, she whispered, stranger, would you maybe like to dance another dance? And now I love her every evening, and I hold her through the night, sleeping by her side until the break of dawn. And every day I see her smiling in the day's first gentle light, and I marvel at how fast the years have gone, so quickly gone.